UFC 316 just took place, and this card was insane, honestly. From start to finish, it was a great card. Good pacing, big moments. It had everything that we wanted. The UFC is so back. We are no longer in a drought. Thank God. This was actually a good card. We had the title change hands. Thank God Juliana Pena is no longer the bantamweight champion for women's MMA. We had Merab defend his belt. We had Joshua Van go Super Saiyan and put on for the Houston. Shout out Houston. The flyweights looking insane. We had the Australian Salki Quelan, however you pronounce this white dude's name. I don't know. We're going to get into the whole thing, Go ahead and please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let's get right on into it because I have a lot to talk about. Okay. Let's start off with the main event because this performance was insane. Merab Dvalishvili just submitted Sean O'Malley via Darce? Guillotine? I don't really know, to be completely honest with you. I've never taken a jiu-jitsu class in my life. I have a buddy who does jiu-jitsu. I'm going to text him, probably ask him later on. I could just actually look up what the method of sub was. Nope, it just says submission. Merab Dvalishvili submitted Sean O'Malley in round 3. This was an insane fight. It was a brutal mauling. As we all know, Sean O'Malley said that he was changing up his lifestyle. He stopped Jane the Peen. He stopped smoking weed, all that good stuff. It was a mauling from Merab. Merab Dvalishvili is, I can confidently say this, he hasn't defended the belt as many times as Aljamain Sterling or the likes of a Dominic Cruz. But he is the GOAT of the bantamweight division. No doubt about it in my mind. This man is not slowing down anytime soon. So let's go ahead and talk about the fight itself. In round 1 of this fight, Sean looked good. Honestly, he looked great. Circling the octagon good. Not allowing Merab to kind of push him up against the cage like he was. Merab doing the same thing, kind of playing out in the same way of the first fight, staying on the balls of his feet. Circling the octagon, moving around. Sean was hitting those teeps to the body. Merab was doing a good job of kind of blading his stance and kind of swiping it to the side, but it hit him a couple times. And honestly, if the fight didn't get finished in round 3, of course, I could have seen Sean, just doing major damage to the body, but he looked really, really good. He ended up slipping twice in the first round. It kind of looked like Merab dropped him. It was weird. It looked like Merab dropped him with the hook. He slipped, got back to his feet because Merab jumped on him, of course, slipped again, and then Merab managed to get control time. I personally would have given the round to Merab, but one judge gave it to Shug. 2 judges gave the first round to Merab, so he was up the first round. Then comes the second round. Sean was defending very, very well. He defended a lot of Merab's takedowns. At one point, he was against the cage, and Merab switched. He went for a single leg. He switched to a body lock, and Sean was just defending the takedowns completely. He would kind of mat return him, but then Sean was able to get back up. He did a really, really good job. Clearly, he worked on his wrestling. I was hearing stuff about he was just grappling, but he worked on his wrestling. What can I say? Sean, he looked really, really good defending the takedowns. But Merab's striking looked way, way better in this fight than compared to the first fight, with Sean O'Malley. He leveled up his striking for the Umar fight, which clearly we saw. But this fight, Merab was making it a dog fight, and that was allowing him to hit Shug. Whenever Shug would come in for the straights to the body, and Merab throws that kind of it doesn't look like a powerful left hook, but he's throwing something there, right? He's throwing that left hook. But Merab putting the pressure on Shug like normal, but making it a dog fight. It was allowing him to close the gap and actually land on Shug. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't necessarily all ground and pound or clinch work from Merab. He's landing some good 1-2s. But again, he managed to get Sean to the ground and just put the fucking pressure on him. Knees to the body, the typical Merab game plan, right? But he really wanted to finish. You could tell he was doing some elbows, getting to side control. Elbows, knees to the body. It was really good stuff from Merab. He was going crazy, to be honest. Really putting the pressure. Sean managed to stay composed, but he just looked like he did not want to be there again. Anyway, gets up, goes to the corner, talks to Tim Welsh. Tim Welsh tells him everything's good, everything's fine, whatever. Then round 3 comes. It was ridiculous. It was a complete mauling from start to finish in round 3. Again, Sean O'Malley doing a good job attacking the body, but Merab picked him up like a Henry Cejudo, picked him up, firefighter carried him, dumped him, and was just knees to the body, but in a way where he would be in side control. He would have a Shug, and he was kneeing him to his chest at one point, waiting for Shug to kind of get back to his feet. And as soon as Shug would stand up, whether it be in the clinch against the cage or on the ground, kneeing him in the head. And then as soon as he would posture with his, or he would post with his hands, he would stop kneeing him in the head, go back to the body. I mean, Merab was just so aware, and his mental clarity in these high level situations are insane. Sean, I believe he was on all fours, and then Merab goes to the Darce. And then, like, I think it's the Darce. I don't fucking know. Anyway, he went to the Darce. Shug, like, turned around to get out of it, right? So it goes on his back, and then Merab goes north-south. So Shug is on his back against the cage, and Merab has that choke still and just sinks his chest into it. Here comes the tapping from Shug. I mean, this man, Merab Dvalishvili. So he just submitted Sean O'Malley, which, as far as I know, Sean has never been submitted. No, he's been finished with the Cheeto. Let's be honest, that wasn't really that. So did that, beat Umar, Sean O'Malley when he won the belt, Henry Cejudo, Piotr Jan, and Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes obviously is like the odd man out, but this is the fight where he got dropped with the left hook and came back and had over 100 unanswered strikes. Marlon Moraes, Jose Aldo, Piotr Jan, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean O'Malley. This is one of the most strong resumes, I believe, in UFC history. This is insane. Merab is undoubtedly, in my opinion, the bantamweight GOAT at this point. His striking has gotten better. He outstruck in one of the rounds with Sean. He outstruck him, and not all of it was on the feet. So round 2, round 3, 0-1. Oh no, well at one point I think it was round 2. Before Shug was able to get up, it was like 6 to like 6, something insane. It's not here, but the fucking strike counts on the broadcast sometimes are insane. They're so misleading. It'll say that Merab had 60 strikes and Shug only had 6. The unofficial strikes are fucking insane. And there was another situation with the Joe Pyfer one too. He landed like 3 right hooks in the whole second round against Kevin, but it was saying that he landed like 30 strikes or something. It was insane. Anyway, complete domination from Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili. Give him Corey Sandhagen next. That's the next man up. That's the matchup. Keep the division moving. Sean O'Malley has work to do at bantamweight still. He needs the rematch with Piotr after Piotr fights Marcus McGee. If he wins or loses, whatever the case may be. Maybe a Marcus McGee versus Shug. That's an insane matchup. Marcus is very, very good, but he's so short. That's if he wins against Piotr. Or you give him a Corey Sandhagen matchup before you make the Corey Sandhagen title fight if you feel like Corey needs to win one more. In my opinion, he doesn't. My point is, Shug is now on a 2-fight losing streak to the same guy, 2 title shots, right? He didn't even get a fight before he got this rematch of the title shot, which a lot of people took issue with. I don't know. What you do with Sean O'Malley from here, I would personally match him up with Corey Sandhagen, have Merab sit out, take a fucking break, right? Bro is just on a grind right now. Unless he wants the Corey fight, I don't know. You do that fight when Shug wants to come back, and then if not, Shug goes up to 145. I don't know how you beat Merab, kind of a Alex Volkanovski versus Max Holloway situation. If you can't beat the champ, why are you going to stay in the weight class? I don't see Shug being able to cut more. He needs to go up, in my opinion. Moving on to the next fight. Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Thank fucking God Juliana Pena lost to Kayla Harrison. This was a complete annihilation. I don't know how the fuck Juliana Pena won the last fight against Raquel Pennington. Insane that was even the champion, Raquel Pennington. Anyway, the real mom champ, Juliana Pena, thank God she lost. Let me move my little head here. Complete domination the entire time. And I was a little worried for her last fight because of the way her last fight turned out. It wasn't as dominant as I thought it was going to be her last one versus, I think, Vieira. But complete domination from Kayla Harrison. I mean, this was absolutely insane. It was a domination through and through. The first round, she managed to get Juliana Pena down pretty easily. Landed some good strides. Her striking actually did not look too bad. Again, this is Juliana Pena we're talking about, so you can it's pretty much punching a heavy bag that punches back sometimes, you know. But Kayla's striking looked a lot better. And then, Kayla had gotten her down, and then Juliana Pena threw these up kicks, but Kayla was still on her knees, so she landed 2 up kicks. So I guess the dude that was the ref was a ex-UFC, or not ex-UFC fighter, but an ex-jiu-jitsu practitioner, and immediately took a point. Thank God. We need to start punishing these fighters that are breaking the rules. There cannot be a stern warning, another stern warning, a hard warning, and then somebody decides to do something about a fence grab or in this case an up kick to a grounded opponent. Again, if this was like somebody else, I probably would be like, yo, taking a point immediately is kind of OD. Fuck Juliana Pena. Punish these fighters that are breaking the rules. She starts off the round already getting dominated. By the end of round 1, it's fucking 10-8 already. So she's already down 2 rounds. So Kayla Harrison, essentially in a 3-round fight, is up 2 rounds going into the second round. She needs 1 more round out of the 4 rounds, and she wins. If it were to go to a decision, which it didn't. Thank God. When Juliana Pena got back to the corner, her corner was Juliana Pena. That was great, Juliana Pena. Great round. No, fucker, I don't want Juliana Pena to win. I didn't want her to win. But from a coaching perspective to your fighter, she did not do good in that round. And acting like things were chill is not the fucking way to coach your fighter at fucking all. Juliana Pena, you did great, Juliana. That was great, Juliana. Bitch, 15 strikes to 37. Granted, this is taken into account the ground control. Bro, that was a fucking mauling. You should not be telling your fighter that everything is fucking good. Put some fucking fire on her ass. Juliana is this dog that we're hearing about. She got her fucking ass handed to her. Going into round 2, again, Kayla Harrison gets her down. I think she had a body lock, and then Juliana was like posting with her feet, very, very heavy on her feet. Juliana grabbed her feet, took her down, and then she went from arm triangle, transition from an arm triangle, the last 10 seconds of round 2, to a Kimura. Juliana Pena, there's the tapping, submitted her bitch ass. Fucking cinema. Now, this bitch, Kayla Harrison, has fucking arms that I wish I could... you can't do enough steroids to achieve the fucking physique that this bitch has in her arms. It is absolutely insane. Maybe I shouldn't call her bitch. She'll fucking beat my ass, but who gives a shit? Kayla Harrison is a fucking monster. And thank God we now get the matchup between Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison, which is absolutely the biggest MMA fight for female MMA right now. Absolutely. Amanda Nunes comes in the octagon. They respectful. They shake hands. Joe Rogan's asking her, what's next? Kayla said, of course, Amanda Nunes is next. Again, like I said, they bring her in the cage. Very respectful, shaking each other's hands. Amanda's like, oh, that was a great performance, giving her props, It was a dominant performance. They have the whole ATT, the history between the two. When Kayla was at PFL or Bellator PFL, Amanda Nunes, when she was in her UFC career before she lost to Juliana, she was also training at ATT. And I guess they were kind of like button heads, two beefy studs, button heads. They were kind of beefing with each other. I think Amanda was jealous that people were paying attention to Kayla when they should have been paying attention to her. I don't know. Who gives a shit? They both look like dudes. But they are dogs. Amanda Nunes is a dog, and this is a great fucking matchup. The whole post-fight speech from Kayla, nailed it, 10 out of 10. That shit was perfect. Calling Amanda in, get that face off. Of course, we want that. We love that. It gives breath to the division. Not only Kayla Harrison winning, thanking God that we fucking don't have Pena as a champ, the most low-level fucking skilled MMA fighter ever. Bitch was 13-5 going into this, and she was a champion. We have the matchup. Amanda Nunes is back in the UFC, going to fight Kayla Harrison. They have a nice face-off. It's respectful. There's lore there. There's tangibility there. There's substance. We want to see it. We're excited for it, and this is a great fight that's going to happen. Great fight overall. Love seeing Juliana get her fucking ass beat. Joe Pyfer versus Kelvin Gastelum. Joe Pyfer did not know. He only has like 5 fights in the UFC. Pretty good. 14-3 record, as we can see. But man, oh man, was this a weird performance from Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer obviously won. A lot of power from Joe Pyfer. Kelvin, great footwork. This fat, tubby motherfucker. I don't know why he's still in the UFC. I don't like him because I've consistently lost money on him, which is a crazy reason to lose, to not like a fighter. But I don't give a fuck. The dude misses weight a million gajillion times and gets a billion gajillion times to fucking try again. Eats fucking tacos, puts it in his YouTube thumbnail, and then goes and misses weight. Insane. Bro has no respect for the sport. Anyway, Joe Pyfer did great. He dropped Joe Pyfer twice, or excuse me, Joe Pyfer dropped Kelvin twice in the first round with right hooks. He was telegraphing a lot though. You know, he was a lot more controlled. He slowed down a lot more. He lost that fight God, not GM3, the other one, Jack Hermanson. Lost the fight to Jack Hermanson, and I believe that's his first loss in the UFC. Goes on to beat Mark, Andre, whatever, nasty knockout, and then he's in this fight with Kelvin. He's a lot more composed, taking his time a lot more. But again, whenever he dropped Kelvin with the right hook, and Kelvin was in southpaw, and Joe was in orthodox, the hand fighting was there the whole time, but he was telegraphing his right hand the entire time. There'd be hand fighting, you know, with the lead hand, but that right hand was being telegraphed, or even the elbow was being telegraphed. I mean, at some points, Joe was just standing right in front of Kelvin, standing there waiting with his fucking right arm cocked, obviously going for the lockout. But bro, at this, like, clip farming is a great way to telegraph it. Kelvin Gastelum took a lot of damage. Joe hit him with a lot of big shots, not even in just round one. But round two, again, the same thing. He was not setting up his shots at all. He would land whenever there were combinations, whenever he'd throw a jab, you know, 1, 2, 3. But no, half the fight was him standing in front of Kelvin with his lead hand out and just trying to clip farm the knockout KO. He hit him a couple times with the two, more than once, dropped him more than once throughout the fight. But it was just right hands the whole time, some looping right hands that would land on Kelvin. But dude, if you set it up more, you'll get the clip that you're wanting. Because again, he was just half the fight just standing there with his fucking lead arm out, just cocked up, waiting for the step-in elbow or the two. I mean, clip farming is only going to get you so far. Somebody else who sees you standing there and actually just flat-footed telegraphing these shots, you know, they're going to damage you. They're going to punish you. Joe wasn't using kicks. I don't even think he kicked one time after the first round. You know, these combinations, these kicks, he talked about the ring rust in the post-fight, saying, you know, sorry, this wasn't the best performance. He had back surgery after the Mark Andre fight, so I think that's why he was so hesitant. But I don't think he was hesitant because he was respecting Kelvin's power, but he was, again, it just felt like he was trying to clip farm, just sitting there telegraphing that right hand, man. Kelvin did come back in the third round, though, not going to lie at all. Kept that footwork. He did not want to lose. Kelvin is a dog in that way. You know, he felt Joe's power, got knocked down a couple times, as I was saying. But he wanted to win the fight, you know. He was a dog. Kudos to him for that. Fuck you still, you fridge body merchant. But I thought he won the third round, to be completely honest, to Kelvin. But no, Joe Pyfer won all 3 rounds. You know, missed decision. So that's it for that fight. Joe wins. Now for this fucking guy. I completely forgot about this dude when I was talking about everything that happened on the card in the beginning. Patchy Mix, you fucking suck, bro. You suck. Patchy Mix allowed fucking Mario Bautista to look like Jesus Christ himself if he did fucking Muay Thai for 10 years. Patchy Mix, you suck, bro. You were on UFC Embedded talking about how you're going to submit Mario Bautista and you're going to submit everybody who trains him in jiu-jitsu. You did nothing, bro. You did nothing. Everybody who watched this fight, everybody who watched you tonight in your UFC debut, bro, watched you sit out there stiff as a board in round 1 and do nothing. Do nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He was flat-footed the whole time. He had no head movement. Batista was teeing off, you know, shots to the body, shots to the head, just combinations, ending with some leg kicks. It was like Patchy was just fucking like downloading data, but to do it, he had to fucking take the shots. Just sitting there. I'm telling you, if Mario Bautista wanted to take him down, he could have taken him down in a second. Patchy Mix didn't shoot a takedown until the 3rd round, and he did it once. Look, right here, 0 for 1. He shot 1 takedown. This dude is a fucking submission demon. This dude is a belt holder in the other fucking organizations, and you can't get Mario Bautista down, you know? And at this, Mario Bautista, we needed this fucker to lose. We needed it so bad. You know what I mean? Mario Bautista didn't even get a post-fight interview. Why the fuck? I don't know. If it was anybody else, I'd be complaining. Fuck Mario Bautista for what he did to Jose Aldo. For the fact that Jose Aldo did not win that fight. You could argue push off against the cage. You know, Mario Bautista, at the end of the day, he did MMA, you know, blah, blah. This is a fucking legend of the sport, Mario Bautista. This is not how you gain fans. At fucking all. You fucking tattoo on the forearm merchant. Patchy Mix, what the fuck was that? You know, he didn't open up until the third round. The second round was a little bit better, but still stiff. Still stiff as fuck. He was not fainting. Zero head movement from Patchy Mix. Throwing some knees up the middle, fucking like halfway into the round. But downloading data and doing nothing with the data that you're downloading, bro. You can only take so many fucking shots. Boom, boom, boom. Mario just jabbing his fucking head off, hooking his fucking head off. You know what I mean? Like, God, it was awful. It was awful. And it did not, like, again and again, these guys come over. And if you're not named MVP, and Michael Chandler in the fucking Dan Hooker fight for whatever reason, coming off the Dustin Poirier war. But anyway, you come over from other organizations, and it just continues to prove that the UFC has the highest level MMA fighters in the world, you know? And you got Don Davis, the fucking PFL owner, whatever the fuck that guy does when they burn money over there in that organization, saying that they can compete with the UFC. They cannot compete with the fucking UFC. Patchy Mix is a perfect example of it. Maybe Patchy Mix just fucking sucks. Maybe he froze under the lights. I don't know. He had aura at the press conference and then was zapped of it in the fight, you know? How long are you going to download data, Patchy? How long are you going to let Mario beat your fucking ass? You know? Gotta respect Mario Bautista. He put the fucking pause on this man. Patchy started opening up in round 3. He landed a lot of counters, Patchy. But, bro, it took you fucking 2 rounds to get his timing down. That's fucking 10 minutes of you getting your ass beat. And you don't shoot a single takedown until the 3rd round. You don't even try to clinch until the 3rd round. Like, come on, bro. We needed you. This was your time. You beat Mario Bautista. You turned the fucking haters into fans. You know, the Mario Bautista was beating this guy's ass and still getting booed. That's how much people don't like him. And you didn't fucking take any of that, bro. You fucked up. This was your UFC debut. You had a perfect opportunity. You could have been him. Oh, man. This is at bantamweight. Like, who you feed Mario Bautista to after this? I don't know. Give him the loser of Marcus McGee versus Petr Yan. I don't know. We need to see him lose. At what point do you just respect the man and people just forget about the Aldo situation? I don't know. But that's anyway. Patchy Mix sucks. PFL sucks. Didn't shoot a takedown until the 3rd fucking round. Mario Bautista, fuck you. You did a great job. Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. Joke's on me for thinking... First of all, Gilbert Burns on the Show Me the Money podcast. What the fuck, Gilbert? This is the 2nd time I've trusted you, bro. I'm not going to say what I bet on the other time, but my dumbass decided to, let's fucking deposit some money. You know what? Gilbert Burns on the Show Me the Money podcast said 1,000% Vicente Luque was going to submit Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, the most inconsistent fighter on the roster, the 45-70 merchant. I honestly did not think he was going to win. I thought it was going to go to the ground a lot more. Vicente Luque got his ass beat. He hit Kevin with like maybe 2 clean shots, some left hooks on the entry whenever Kevin Holland was yapping. But after a body kick, Kevin body kick, Vicente got the leg, had the single leg, but Kevin immediately knees, shots to the side of the head, elbows, shots to the side of the head, and then just knees, and just gave him too much to think about, and Vicente had to let go of the leg, and then that was it from Vicente. The rest of the fight was just a fucking pure domination, essentially, from Kevin. You know, just running around, beating his fucking ass, using the length, talking shit the entire fucking time. You know what I mean? It was, Vicente had nothing for him. Kevin did great. Round 2 starts. Luque tried to grapple with Kevin, went to the ground, and just gave up his neck. And then Kevin Holland submitted him. Just like that, you know? Kevin Holland is so inconsistent. I will say, though, he did great in the post-fight interview in the sense of he talked about maintaining being a fighter at 170, actually committing to his diet, staying in 170, not jumping between 170 and 185. Made me feel a little bit better about the Kevin Holland situation. Vicente Luque, he also is 1 win off from tying Matt Brown for the most finishes in welterweight history. When the fuck was Vicente Luque a fucking demon like that? You know? Vicente Luque, I don't even know, he's insane, right? He'll show up in one fight and look god tier like his last one with the 1st round sub against, I don't even remember who. But then he'll go out and have performances like that where he's throwing hooks at the fucking speed of a snail. You know what I mean? Great win from Kevin Holland, to be completely honest with you. I'm glad he's finally locking in. I don't know. I lost $20. Never betting again. Don't know why I bet. Don't ever bet on UFC. It makes no sense. Next fight, Joshua Van. When I tell you Joshua Van is fucking him, oh my God. This is one of the most exciting flyweights that we have in the UFC right now. Joshua Van's boxing is so crisp. Bruno Silva has got a fucking chin on him. Joshua Van, that Manel Cap performance versus, I think it was it against Bruno Silva? I don't know. To be completely honest with you, that'd be crazy facing two speed demons like that. Where Manel Cap looked like Super Saiyan. Joshua Van is Manel Cap on fucking steroids, bro. Joshua Van is insane. His boxing is so crisp. As soon as round one starts, Silva lands a nasty leg kick, turns Van all the way around. But oh my God, did Joshua Van turn up? He's aggressive the entire time. He's in your face the entire time. As we know, he has great takedown defense. Bruno managed to get one takedown. Josh immediately got back to his feet, was able to get back up. But hit him with a 1-2, boom, drops Bruno in the first round. And then in round two, he dropped him twice. Same thing, 1-2. But every time Bruno would come in close and actually have something back for Van and try to push the pace, Joshua would sidestep, pivot, and just hook him, get the distance, and then go back to the pressure. I mean, the jab was so fast and so crisp. I mean, if you didn't get a chance to watch this fight, I don't know why you weren't tapped in for this one. Joshua Van is super exciting. He's from Houston. Shout out Houston. That's where I live. It was awesome, you know. He popped right back up. Great takedown defense, like I said. Striking is elite. If he goes against, he will fight for a belt one day. I'm extremely confident about that. If he doesn't get like a Manel Cap matchup though, with Joshua Van, if there's a belt on the line, even better. But this is an exciting matchup. If Kai Kara France for some reason loses, and then Manel Cap fights Pantoja and loses also, like he already has. Or did Manel Cap beat Pantoja? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Joshua Van is insane. He's faster than Pantoja, Manel Cap. But a fight with Pantoja, with him, if he can stop the takedowns of Pantoja is insane, right? I love Pantoja, showing levels, lapping the division as we speak. He will give fucking Pantoja a run for his money. His aggression will match that of Pantoja's. It's like an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. Joshua Van is insane. He is so fast. Once again, his boxing is so crisp. And he just kept pressuring Bruno, kept knocking him down. Bruno's chin was insane. Eventually got a TKO on Bruno. It was like round 3 was about to end. Oh, yeah, look, 4 minutes in, 1 minute left. And just he couldn't take it anymore. He dropped him twice, like I said, in the second round. And, I mean, the pressure is just insane. He's right in front of you the entire time. And if you try to get into an exchange with him, he'll break off. Like I said, he'll sidestep, pivot, and just go right back to the 1-2s. I mean, the boxing is insane. Joshua Van is incredibly fast. I will say he's the fastest flyweight puncher right now in the division flyweight. You know, it's insane. It was a great fight, great performance by Joshua Van. I think next you give him who do you give Joshua Van next? I say honestly, the way that Joshua Van is fighting right now and the way that he's beating these guys, I say you give him the loser of Manel Cap versus Brandon Royval. Whether that's Manel Cap, that'd be insane. Would love that. You get that fight earlier. Man, it's a great fight. Joshua Van is an exciting fighter. He's must watch. Absolutely. Had a great performance against Cody Durden on I think it was UFC Noche. I mean, this guy's insane, man. He's a dog. Great fight. Great win. Azamat. This was a great fight as well. Azamat looks sharp, lands a left hook, rocks Ribeiro, takes him down, and just starts raining down shots on Ribeiro until he's just like screaming, help me, stop the fucking fight. Great finish from Azamat. This is the first fight I've ever seen against of him. Goes to 15-0. Ribeiro didn't have the best record, but still, great fight from Azamat. Yeah, just great fight in general, you know. He called for a main event. He called for a 5-rounder. He said that he has been inactive because nobody's wanting to fight him, wants to fight more ranked opponents, doesn't want 3-round fights anymore. He wants to be in the octagon. He needs to main event. And hopefully he does get it, to be honest, because he's very, very exciting. If you look at his record, a lot of his fights are finishes too. You know, they're not all going to to decision. Like, look, again, first round, like I said, the last one. Oh, the Alonzo Menafield. Oh, yeah, great. Oh, this dude, he's so good. And then look, the rest of him, he's only been to decision once. Oh, Dustin Jacoby. He's only been in decision once in the UFC. So, I mean, great win from Azamat. To be fair, I don't know anything about this dude. It's the first time I've ever seen him besides the Alonzo Menafield fight. Yeah, like I said, great win. Sergey Spivak. This was a weird fight. I'm not going to touch too much on this because, again, it was just a boring heavyweight fight in the sense that Sergey Spivak stood in front of Waldo and just had the high guard and did nothing. Sitting in the high guard, and Waldo, to be fair, didn't really do much to his body either. He didn't. The body's right there, bro. You know what a fucking teep is. You know what a body. You know what a body shot is. You know what I mean. You know what a body kick is. Sergey Spivak consistently going in front of him with a high guard and just standing there. It's fucking insane. Didn't make any sense to me why he was doing that. Let me just find my notes here for it. Yeah, so Waldo was just allowed to just tee off on him with a high guard. It was breaking his guard half the time in round one. There's a lot of fights here, so I have my notes here. Breaking through his guard. Against Spivak, he barely threw back, you know. I had round one scored for Spivak. I had round two go to Cortez just because of Spivak was doing nothing, just sitting there with his high guard, so Waldo was able to land more shots. But Spivak came back in the third round. He stopped just standing in front of him, like literally flat-footed standing in front of him with a high guard, not even trying to counter. And he rocked Cortez. He actually pinked him up and dumped him. He landed 2 takedowns. But he was too tired to exploit his body in the third round. Waldo, both these guys were throwing, you know, they're both fucking out of shape heavyweights. But Waldo couldn't capitalize on the third round, and he ended up winning the fucking fight. One of the judges gave it 30-27. This, in my opinion, complete robbery. Sergey won round 1 and round 3. Waldo won round 2. I don't think there's any argument for Waldo round 1, and I definitely do not think there's any argument for Waldo round 3. How he won this, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about these two guys. Sergey Spivak. I mean, Waldo, fucking... The guy's body's right there, man. He's standing right in front of you with his giant belly. You know what a fucking body kick is? You know what a teep is? Or maybe you try to take down Sergey. Sergey has a good ground game, but fucking hell, man. I mean, let's have some fight IQ. I mean, these heavyweights are insane. Tom Aspinall already beat Sergey Spivak, but Tom Aspinall could go in with a pack of cigs and fucking chief him down and beat these two guys at once. I mean, the shape of the heavyweight division is insane. Granted, these guys are like top 10, but these are also the top 10 heavyweights in the UFC. And they're fucking out of shape fucking retards. Like, I don't know. This was one of the stupider fights. I did not enjoy this fight at all, in the sense of like high level MMA. It just wasn't. Andreas Gustafsson. This was a good fight in the sense that Andreas Gustafsson, like he said, I'm going to go full retard in this fight. He definitely went full retard. Chaos couldn't do anything to stop him. Andreas would just rush in with these looping hooks, actually landing, went full retard, looping hooks, head down. It took Chaos a whole round to figure out that he can try to attempt the uppercut. But by the time he figured out that he could uppercut, because I'm not kidding you, Andreas was looking down, running in, and just throwing wild hooks left and right. I mean, it was fucking retarded. Joe Rogan called it a phone booth fight. That's exactly what it was. Andreas would throw these wild hooks. Apparently, he's like a 20-year Greco-Roman wrestling background. Big hooks. Head down. Retardation initiated. Gets Chaos against the cage and just gives him some clinch work. Again, it was great clinch work. I'm not going to lie. You know, just fucking beating his ass. But Chaos couldn't land the uppercut. His head was down. Maybe a knee up the middle, you know? Maybe try to knee him. Maybe try to uppercut him. But he was just pressuring him. Chaos couldn't get anything off. I mean, the pressure was insane. The clinch work was ridiculous. Just dirty boxing from both of them. Right against the cage. Some uppercuts when he was inside by Chaos. Some were landing. Some hooks, some knees to the body. It was great clinch work, but again, Gustafsson just had him against the cage the entire time. Going into round 2, same thing again. Overwhelming pressure. lot of dirty boxing and some takedowns. He landed 8 takedowns total. He had nothing chaos for him. He started bleeding in the second round. He was able to get back to his feet. But still, I mean, he would get back to his feet and then just get clinched up again, taken down again, He was not really able to stifle him at all. He had over 10 minutes of clinch time when it came to round 3. I mean, it was just, he couldn't do anything. He was just being pushed against the cage the entire time, And in a way where it was kind of like on chaos, this is Gustafsson's style, right? It was fun to watch. Even though it was just a bunch of clinch time, they were still fucking thrown in the pocket. So that was good at least. His fighting style, this face down hooks, he's gonna get knocked out one day by somebody who is able to fucking keep some distance, sidestep, or land a fucking uppercut. He's gonna get knocked out if he still fights like that. I don't know if that was just a fucking chaos game plan or what, but he went full retard and it worked. This is MMA. This is welterweight MMA. He managed to get the win, so good win from Gustafsson. Then to the early prelims, Wang Kong. That was an alright fight. It wasn't too crazy. Yeah, it went to decision. I'm not really. What do I have here? Oh, I don't really have any notes, to be completely honest, for this one. Oh wait, this is the one where this is the girl that fucking De Silva. She weighed in over 6 pounds over. Fucking insane. Wang didn't get a knockout, but Joe Rogan was yapping about the leg kicks, of course. Round 1, I gave to Wang. Round 2, I gave to Wang. I didn't really take many notes. This was just kind of a boring one. The only notes I really have here are that Wang called out Jessica Andrade and that she needs to get her fucking teeth fixed. I mean, this shit is like... Luckily, I got good teeth, thanks to Invisalign. But her teeth were fucking jagged like chainsaws. Great win. Nothing too crazy. Bitch came in 6 pounds over. She not only got the 25% of her purse, or 30% of her purse for going overweight, but she also got her win. So she got paid even more if she were to lose. So W Wang. Fucking DC was calling her Wong Tong. I don't know why they keep doing that. That's fucking crazy to me. Her name is Wang Kong and they call her Wong Tong. Fucking sushi roll on the fucking UFC official broadcast. Insane to me. Anyway, Yu Ju Sang got a fucking disgusting knockout against Jekka immediately in round 1. Jekka overextended with a right hook immediately, and Yu stepped back, dodged. Whoo, the hook came right here. His face was over. His cheek was just right there for the taking. Short left hook, face plants Jekka. I mean, this is knockout of the year. It's a contender right there next to the roofing knockout of Bobby Green. It was disgusting. As you can see here, only 6 total strikes. It was immediate. The knockout was disgusting. If you haven't seen it, you got to go see it. Hits him with a short left hook, side step, and the dude just face plants. Hits him one more time on the ground for good measure. He was already out. Completely face planted. It was disgusting. Short left hook. Great knockout by Yu Ju Sang. He said he's on a mission to bring the belt to Korean Zombie, to finish what Korean Zombie started. Great post-fight great post-fight speech. Great performance. Great knockout. Great highlight reel. All around good stuff from the young Korean fella. This dude too, like Salah Kahid, whatever. Great fight from this dude. I mean, this dude is insane. An amazing contender. He's very, very fast. He was controlling the Israel Merchant Yanal against the cage in the first round. Doing one for the boys, Israel's not the best. They're not... Let me stop. He did the world a favor, as well I would say, Sakeo. Got him against the cage. He was trying to take him down. The Israel Merchant, of course. Woe is me. Let me grab the cage. That's fucking bullshit. Great scramble from both of them. He picked him up and dumped him, putting some great pressure on him. His hands were nice. His athleticism was nice. He's very young. Great performance in round 1. I mean, he kept the pressure on him. It was a good fight, to be completely honest. Yanal landed some good shots, to be completely honest with you also. But great performance in round 1. Sakeo landed another takedown and continued to scramble. At one point, he grabbed his left hand and started pounding him with his fucking right hand while controlling the hips. I think it was on the ground. Um, but it was disgusting. He showed a lot. He showed a lot in this fight. He showed striking. He showed pacing. He showed aggression. At the end of the fight, he was exhausted, but this man was pushing the pace the entire time. He was not scared at all. He really wanted to make a statement. And he showed the ground game. I mean, it was great. It was great, great, great overall. I scored both 1 and 2 rounds for him. His corner was telling him that he's a good boy. Insane coaching, but whatever. I'm a grown ass man. Don't call me good boy, even if I am beating this fucking guy's ass. This Israel merchant. But Ash Moose started to taunt. No idea why you're taunting, little bro. No idea why you're taunting. This isn't fucking. This isn't the Holy War. You're in the middle of a fight and you're down 2 rounds. Why are you taunting? You need a finish. But Sakho got dropped and went for a fucking takedown because he got dropped by Ash Moose, and DC yelled sprawl, and the fucking Ash Moose actually sprawled. That was kind of trippy because DC yelled it so loud. I think it was just instinctual. But he yelled sprawl, and then he immediately sprawled. I kind of listened to him. It was kind of funny. But other than that, it was just a great fight. Two judges gave Ash Moose round 3, which I think so as well. He dropped Sakhild. The other 2 rounds, though, for sure for Sakhild. Quilan, whatever. I don't know how you say this guy's name. Saki. I'm just gonna call him Sok. Good fight from Sok. Great performance. Very, very exciting. Very fun to watch. Good lightweight prospect. I don't know if he's gonna be champion, but fucking hell, it was a great fight. Very, very fun. Very exciting. Very athletic. So, great fight there. And then the very first fight of the card. This was an alright fight. Nothing too crazy. The leg kicks, though, were insane. Mark Chozinski and then Markel Medeiros. He took the fight on short notice, Mark did. But the leg kicks and the calf kicks really started to build up in a real way, though. It wasn't just no bullshit like, oh, Joe Rogan, the leg is nasty. He can't even walk on the leg. He started leg kicking him in the second round, and it was doing major damage. It was dropping him. At one point in the second round, which they talked about later on, is actually illegal. He leg kicked him, and then Mark fell over screaming in pain, and Markel went over and started stomping on his fucking leg, like on the calf where it was red. You know, I mean, just brutal shit, man. Brutal shit. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Kudos to fucking Mark for staying alive, but man, brutal. You know, calf kicking. I mean, once people get calf kicked so much and they literally can't walk anymore, it's kind of sad, isn't it? You know, just fucking every time they get touched, he would hit him 1, 2, 3, follow up with a leg kick, and every time it was dropping him. He'd do the inside, he'd do the outside. Every time it was just instantly he was to the floor, crying. You know, like literally screaming out in pain. And bro was coming over here and just stomping it. Great fight, great opener for the card. Yeah, honestly, not a terrible card overall, to be completely honest with you. Again, this domination from Merab was absolutely insane. To submit Sean O'Malley, you know, I did not expect that. You know, I really did not. But Suge gave him his neck, you know, and he tapped. Merab's insane. He's on a fucking absolutely insane run. This card was one of the better cards of the year. Actually put some oomph back in it. We got Merab defending the belt. Who knows? His next matchup, maybe Corey. We got Kayla Harrison, new bantamweight champion. Finally, a female MMA fighter that actually is skilled. You know, her fight with Amanda Nunes is going to make a great co-main event one day. Yeah, we got some good Joshua Van is fucking insane. That short left hand was great. Fuck Kevin Holland for taking $20 from me. But yeah, overall, not too bad of a card. Merab's insane. What's next for Suge? Maybe a 145 move. I don't know. But we'll see eventually. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning over here, so I'm going to get some rest. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace out.